How did I get my dream interview with Shaquille O'Neal? My name is Shawn Walchef. I own Cali BBQ in San Diego. We've been in business for 16 years. I have a small barbecue restaurant. How was it possible for me to sit down in front of one of the biggest, most iconic celebrities, athletes, and entrepreneurs of all time, Shaquille O'Neal? This is our story. But this story isn't about me. It isn't about Shaquille O'Neal. This story is about you. How do you get your dream guest, your big ask, that big brand that you want to work with, that big celebrity you want to interview? I'm going to share our secrets, and hopefully it helps you in this video. My name's Shawn Walchef. I own 3 barbecue restaurants in San Diego, California. We've been in business for 16 years. We almost went bankrupt. Eventually, we did over $35 million in sales. We actually built a media company on top of our restaurant. For 5 years, that media company made no money until we got our first brand deal. Now we've done over $2 million in media deals and sponsorships. And we are here to teach you about the business of media, the business of restaurants, and more importantly, the business of making money using content. How did we get our big interview with Shaquille O'Neal? These are the steps that we took. Number 1, dream big. Dream big dreams. Call your shot. Let the universe know who you want to interview on your show, and even when people laugh at you. I remember when we put Shaquille O'Neal on our big board of who do I want to interview on our show, Restaurant Influencers. We just had launched in 2022 our show, Restaurant Influencers, on Entrepreneur, with Toast as our title sponsor, and we wanted to get big celebrities onto the show that were in the business of restaurants and in the business of storytelling. When I found out that Shaquille O'Neal had opened up Big Chicken, I said, wouldn't it be incredible if the person that I grew up as a die-hard Lakers fan, watching the Lakers win championships with Kobe Bryant and Shaquille O'Neal and Robert Horry and Phil Jackson, all at the Staples Center, all in my youth, cheering on the greatest athletes of all time, wouldn't it be incredible if one day I got to sit down in front of Shaquille O'Neal and ask him about his restaurant business? This man, Shaquille O'Neal, family style. This is him. He signed our book. These are the steps that we took. Step 2 is being persistent. Just because you have a dream, just because you told the universe, doesn't mean that that dream will come true. You have to consistently, persistently, every single day, wake up and think, how can I make this dream come true? Who do I need to talk to? I found out that Josh Halpern, the CEO of Big Chicken, was a friend of a friend. And I asked that friend, Sam Stanovich, who actually worked for Big Chicken, would you help me get Josh Halpern, the CEO of Big Chicken, on our Restaurant Influencer show? I had Josh Halpern on the show. He told us the story of meeting Shaquille O'Neal, meeting Perry Rogers, Shaquille O'Neal's agent, and how they eventually brought him in to run the Big Chicken brand. Once I had Josh on the show, during the show, I asked him, would it be possible if one day in the future I would be able to interview Shaquille O'Neal at one of their grand openings? And he shut me down on the show. He said, no, Shawn, you cannot do that because we don't even bring Shaquille O'Neal to grand openings of Big Chicken restaurants because too many people already come. It would be a chaotic environment. It wouldn't be a good place for you to interview Shaquille O'Neal, but I did not quit. So step 3 is build a network and also do great work. Because we were so persistent in doing restaurant interviews, restaurant influencer interviews in New York City, in Chicago, in Boston, in Los Angeles, in San Diego, we would show up at these events and the top CEOs of restaurant brands, the top storytellers, they would see me and my Cali BBQ Media production team, and they would go, Shawn, we appreciate the work that you're doing. Wow, you're doing great work. And we went to the National Restaurant Show in Chicago last year, and we went there to film content for Toast, our technology partner. We did a family style episode with Greg Majewski. Greg Majewski is an incredible CEO of Craveworthy Brands. We actually produce his show, Room for Seconds. We were filming content at Craveworthy Brands Hall in Chicago so that he could have his show done. And while we were there, Sam Stanovich approached me and said, Shawn, you guys are doing great work. What would it take for us to get the Cali BBQ Media team to the Big Chicken Conference in Las Vegas? That's all it took. consistency, persistency, quality work, asking the universe, and finally building community. We got the invitation to go to the Big Chicken Conference to cover the event and to interview the big Shaquille O'Neal himself. If you're a business owner that's watching this content, please join our Rising Tides live call on YouTube every Wednesday, every Friday, 10 a.m. Pacific time, 1 p.m. Eastern time, 6 p.m. London time. Wherever you are in the world, we want you, the listener. This is a chance for you to practice the art of storytelling. You have to be a great digital storyteller. It's a chance for you to come on the show. You get to be on video. You get to meet the community. If you're in restaurants, sales, marketing, business, if you're a content creator, this community is for you. Like I said, every Wednesday, every Friday, you can DM me at Shawn P. Walchef, and I will send you the direct link for you to be a guest on our show. So we got the invitation. We got the invitation from Big Chicken to bring the Cali BBQ Media team to Las Vegas to cover the Big Chicken Conference, and yes, to have an interview with Shaquille O'Neal. What happens next? Well, the most important thing is that we made sure that our A team, the best team possible, was going to make it to Vegas so that we could put our best foot forward, and that me, the interviewer, that I was prepared. I did so much work researching Shaquille O'Neal, researching his businesses, researching his entrepreneurial journey, researching about Big Chicken, watching content, listening to content, everything that I could find. I wanted to make sure that when I sat down with Shaquille O'Neal, I was prepared, I was ready, and that he knew that I respected his time and his brand. Fast forward, we get to Las Vegas. We get to Las Vegas. We're assuming that Shaquille O'Neal is going to be interviewed on day one of the conference. Schedules change. We had to readjust. Shaquille O'Neal was going to come on day two. So I brought the Walchef Wolf Pack. I brought my wife. I brought my son. I brought my daughter. This was such an important moment for me as an entrepreneur, me as a podcaster, me as an interviewer, me as a business owner, and me as a fan to make sure that we did this thing right. We set up in the green room. I was interviewing Perry Rogers, who is Shaquille O'Neal's super agent. He also represents Jason Tatum and Drake. He represents so many incredible people, but he sat down with me for half an hour and we talked about the foundational story of Big Chicken. While I was interviewing Perry Rogers, Shaquille O'Neal came into the room. Shaquille came into the room. He actually interrupted the conversation that I was having with Perry. We all had a good laugh. And from that, I had to get ready to interview Shaquille O'Neal. And to be honest with you, I was a little bit nervous. I was a little bit not sure all of the things that I had prepared beforehand. Was I going to ask the right question? How was my cadence going to be? What was he going to say? How was he going to respond? Ultimately, we got to sit down with the interview. He spent actually, while I was interviewing with Perry Rogers, he spent 20 minutes playing with my son, my 7-year-old boy, Colleen, and my 5-year-old daughter, Mila. He took the time to play with them, to talk to them, to engage with him. He was an incredible human being. We have all this incredible behind-the-scenes footage of Shaquille O'Neal playing, teaching my son how to shoot a free throw, which is ironic, but teaching them how to shoot a free throw, also playing bottle flip. He was such an awesome human being. He sat down with me. It was go time. Once it was go time, I started asking him questions, and we started digging into the story of who is Shaquille O'Neal, who is he as a business owner. All of the reps, all of the time that I spent since 2017 interviewing business owners, interviewing celebrities, interviewing entrepreneurs, led me to that moment so that when Shaquille O'Neal was sitting in front of me, I was prepared, I was locked in. And when Dana White was a keynote speaker also. Dana White, the founder of the UFC, Ultimate Fighting Championship, he was a keynote speaker at the conference. He walked in while I was interviewing Shaquille O'Neal, and I had this incredible moment where Dana White walks in. I'm sitting down with Shaquille O'Neal. I call Dana White over. Dana White comes over, gives Shaquille O'Neal a hug. They have a quick conversation, and Dana White walks out, and I end up interviewing and finishing the interview with Shaquille O'Neal. The point of this story is that whoever your Shaquille O'Neal is, you can interview them. You can work with them. Shaquille O'Neal left that interview. Right now I'm wearing a Big Chicken hat. I personally made these Big Chicken hats for the conference. When I was done with the interview, I gave Shaquille O'Neal a Cali BBQ Media hat, and he wore the hat out of the conference. Anything can happen in this world. If you're watching this video, I believe in you. I want to hear your Shaquille O'Neal story. If you have an incredible story of somebody that you're going after, be sure to tell the universe. Let people know, let people laugh at you. And then once you get them on your show, once you start to work with them in real life, once you have that brand partnership, then you see who's finally laughing. My name's Shawn. I'm weirdly available. We care about you. We care about your business. We care about the content that you are creating. Please reach out to me. I'm weirdly available at Shawn P. Walchef. Write something in the comments. Let us know what videos you want us to make, where we will be in 2025 and beyond. We want to meet up with you. And if you ever make it to San Diego, come down for some barbecue and for some videos that we can make in real life together. Cheers.